Fractions! This is a review of parts 1 through 5. In today's lesson, students will review operations with fractions. Students will review what? Very good. Now, for today's lesson, we're going to go ahead and see all the operations with fractions. Operations include addition, repeat, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All right, so let's take a look at the first problem. It says 3/4 plus 1/8. Okay, can you add these fractions? Can you? No. Why not? Because they have different denominators. You can't add fractions that are different sizes. So how do you make them the same? Well, first you have to multiply the denominators together. Okay, multiply the denominators. Then you rewrite. Okay? You're going to rewrite these denominators as 32 because 4 times 8 is 32. Remember this? All right, rewrite them as 32. Then you can cross multiply. What is 8 times 3? 8 times 3 is 24 plus 4 times 1. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay? So, if the denominators are common, they're the same, you say same, same, same. So you have 32 as the denominator, then you can add the numerators. What is 24 plus 4? 24 plus 4 is 28. Very good. Okay, now the last step is to simplify. You can either look on your multiplication chart and see where is 28 over 32, in what row? What row is 28 over 32? Okay. Is it in row 4? Yes. So you can actually divide the top and the bottom by 4 over 4. 28 divided by 4, what's 28 divided by 4? It's 7. What about 32 divided by 4? It's 8. Very good. So simplified, you could divide both the top and bottom number by 4 to get 7/8. Go ahead and write that one down. Let's look at this subtraction problem for number 2. It says 5/6 minus 2/3. Okay, this is number 2 on your classwork. Okay, you see number 2? Okay. So, do they have common denominators? Are these both the same? What's the denominator here? It's 6. So what about this one? 3. They do not have common denominators, so we have to make them have common denominators by multiplying. Watch. 6 times 3 is what? You can rewrite 6 times 3 as 18. Very good. Okay. Remember, you're subtracting. Now we can cross multiply. What is 3 times 5? 3 times 5 is 15. What about 6 times 2? 6 times 2 is, come on, 6 times 2, 12. Very good. Okay. Now the denominators are the same, so you can say same, same, same. And then just subtract numerators on top. So 15 take away 12 is 3. Very good. Now when it comes to simplifying, you're going to rewrite this fraction as 3 over 18. Okay, 3/18. What could you divide the top and bottom number by? Okay, to simplify the fraction. Are they both divisible by 3? Could you divide by 3 over 3? Yes, if you look on your multiplication chart, 3 is over 18 in row 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1. And what about 18 divided by 3? 18 divided by 3 is, come on, 6. So this simplifies to 1/6. This is number 7 on your classwork. Read it with me. It says 2/3 times 5/8. So what are we doing here? We're multiplying fractions. Okay, when you multiply fractions, first you multiply the numerators. What is 2 times 5? 2 times 5 is 10. Then you multiply the denominators. 3 times 8. 3 times 8, come on. 3 times 8 is 24. Okay. Now, you can simplify 10 over 24 because they are multiples of what? Multiples of 2. They're even numbers, right? Okay, so watch. When you cross divide, I know a lot of you are still very confused. When you cross divide, you're going to rewrite 2/3, okay, times 5/8. I'm going to show you which numbers you can cross divide by changing their color. Okay? Look across. You have 2 and 8. What could you divide 2 and 8 by? You could divide 2 and 8, like you're cross dividing, right? Look, you're not multiplying. You're cross dividing. You could divide by 2. Okay? Look. 2 divided by 2 is what? 2 divided by 2 is 1. What about 8 divided by 2? 8 divided by 2 is 4. So when you rewrite your new fractions, you get 1/3 times 5/4. This will give you the simplified fraction. 1 times 5 is 5. What about 3 times 4? Isn't it 12? Okay, so look what happens up here when I divide by 2. Remember, I cross-divided by 2. What about if I just simplify by dividing the numerator by 2 and the denominator by 2? What's 10 divided by 2? Isn't it 5? And what about 12? Sorry, I already said the answer. 24 divided by 2. Isn't it 12? So these are the same thing, but here you cross-divide by 2. Okay, write it down. Okay, so let's take a look at our last example. This is number 10 on your classwork, okay? All right, so if you have 1/4 divided by 1/2, remember when you divide by a fraction, you actually have to multiply, okay? So you rewrite the first fraction as 1/4. Then you flip the second fraction. So here are the ones that you flip. You do the reciprocal, say reciprocal. When the bottom becomes the top and the top becomes the bottom. So 1/2 becomes what? It becomes 2/1. Okay. Now I'm telling you what you can do now. The answer so far, okay, 1 times 2 is 2. 4 times 1 is 4. Okay. You already know what you're going to simplify by, right? There are 2 and 4. What would you simplify by? Would you simplify by 2? You could. Here's how to do it by cross division. Watch. You have 1/4. Okay? You're going to multiply by 2/1. Now, if we cross divide, look at 2 and 4. What could you divide by? You just told me you could divide by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 1 is 4. So the answer is 1/4. And if you would have just divided by 2, you would have also gotten 1/4. Okay? Now go ahead and do the rest of your classwork.